This is a true story.
It is not. Also, movie begins with over 5 minutes of narration.
A lot of people die in a lot of really weird ways in this story.
Although multiple people die, it's not what most would refer to as a lot, and some of them die in normal ways.
But you're not going to find it in the news or anywhere like that because the police and the top people in this town were like so embarrassed that they weren't able to solve it that they covered everything all up.
And did a pretty poor job of it, judging from the fact that it's now a major motion picture. Also, that being the case, there is zero chance that a story that involves 17 missing children, multiple murderers, and possibly some light cannibalism never made the news.
He was the only one there because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every other kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, opened the front door, walked across the front yard, and into the dark.
This assumes that all 17 missing kids lived in a 2-story house, which doesn't seem likely, and that they all left through the front door, which, since we learn later that all of them followed a straight line to the same place, is impossible unless all 17 houses face directly toward their destination.
Some of the kids even got videoed by the houses that had cameras, but the cameras only showed the kids walking out into the darkness. They didn't show where they went after that.
Which makes sense because doorbell cameras aren't child-seeking drones.
We need to make sure that we allow ourselves to feel emotions like anger.
Encouraging a room full of grieving parents to become an angry mob.
I see something that doesn't make any sense at all.
Archer would be excellent at even after 5 minutes of narration, I have no idea what's going on since.
I know there's nothing I can say to make this better.
She's right, which makes you wonder why the school would ever allow Justine to take the stage in front of an angry crowd of parents who are looking for someone to blame.
Hello?
Trying to talk to someone on the other side of the door using your inside voice this f***ing far away from the door.
You're gonna keep your health insurance, and if you don't mind me saying, there's a lot of mental health specialists on the plan.
Saying something that would likely get you suspended from your job when you're suspending someone from their job.
For now, I think it's best if you keep some distance from this place until folks find time to sort themselves out.
And until we find another 17 third graders for you to teach.
I know all of this comes from the fact that you care. I know that you aren't a threat to these kids.
Except Justine is still a prime suspect in the ongoing investigation of the disappearance of 17 kids, so no, you do not know that, Marcus.
Wow, so I didn't expect you to come.
What my college girlfriend told me when she came out of her room in her rabbi Halloween costume somehow made its way into the script.
I'm glad you texted. I've been thinking about you a lot, and
Skip! None of the kids or the adults here expresses even the slightest bit of concern that the teacher, who as far as they know might be responsible for the disappearance of 17 kids, creepily spies on Alex in the school parking lot. There's no way it should be this easy to stalk Alex. You'd think that part of the ongoing investigation into the disappearance of his classmates might involve some sort of police protection or surveillance. Is no one making wellness checks or follow-ups of any kind with Alex and his family and noticing weird shit like the windows plastered with newspaper? This movie has a fun mystery at its center, but if the police had done even a half-assed job of following up with Alex and his family now and then, those kids would have been found much sooner. Great care was taken to thoroughly cover every window in the house except the exact one that conveniently provides a bird's eye view of Alex's zombified parents.
I'm gonna do you the courtesy for getting this phone call ever took place.
Justine's insistence that she's deeply invested in Alex's well-being is undermined by the fact that after Marcus refuses to help her investigate, she decides to give up and go buy some more vodka instead of immediately calling Paul and getting the police involved. Also, Marcus is a terrible f***ing principal and administrator because Justine should be f***ing fired for not following the simple rule of leaving Alex the f*** alone.
You f***ed him? Donna? You f***ed him?
I know this movie f***ed us by wasting June Diane Raphael by only putting her in 2 scenes. 2 scenes! Everyone watch Grace and Frankie immediately. Well, after you've watched this video and 20 or so more from the back catalog, but then get on that Grace and Frankie thing. It's good. We now present the first of several jump scares to intermittently remind us that we are indeed watching a horror movie.
I just wanted to say hi, because I've been thinking about you a lot.
Justine must be under the impression that the comment makes this encounter seem less creepy to Alex, and she would be wrong. Leave this kid alone. Gah! In my neighborhood, someone calls the police if a strange car is parked on the street for 5 minutes. Justine has been sitting here in her witchmobile all afternoon. Hell, someone just walked by 3 feet away. But for some reason, in a town where 17 children just disappeared, she's allowed to continue to sit here, pounding her vodka big gulps without even a second glance. Also, drinking liquor through a straw. having one of your voodoo zombies clip a lock of hair from Justine so you can activate another voodoo zombie to kill her later instead of just having this voodoo zombie use those massive scissors to kill her now. Titling your movie's second section Archer. You want creepy ants? Because this is how you get creepy ants.
And then I showed up and I see that Alvin painted the door with the paint that you ordered, and
Yeah?
the wall 4 is green, that's red.
What?
Ordering the wrong paint is on Archer, but painting the door the wrong color just because it's the paint that Archer ordered when you know it's supposed to be green is on Alvin. Also, I'm not sure why Archer needed to be told that the door was red when he's been looking at this house since the moment he got out of the truck.
What's happening with the canine units? I haven't heard about any canine reports in a long time.
Probably because even the most well-trained police dogs can typically only follow a scent trail if it's no more than 12 hours old. Been almost a month since the kids disappeared, so if you're still asking for canine reports, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Because those kids walked out of those homes, no one pulled them out, no one forced them. I don't see anything whatsoever that points to that woman.
It's so bizarre to have a competent police officer in a horror movie. I don't know whether to remove a sin or add one. Who am I kidding?
We're talking about 17 kids in one classroom, and none of them talked about it? I want to know what happened in that classroom.
The only thing we do know for sure at this point is that nothing happened in the classroom. It was empty when Justine got there. Maybe if they spent more time looking into what the kids were running towards instead of trying to pin this on Justine, they'd have found them by now. The movie is called Weapons. That is a floating dream weapon, and that's all the movie is going to give you as you try and figure out what the hell this is about. And if you aren't going to spoon feed me, movie, why did I show up with this bib on?
Matthew?
That is not Matthew, Archer. That is a door.
I wanted to say it so many times. I really do want to say it all the time because I feel it all the time.
Not just saying it already.
I love you so much. What the f?
Not much has happened in the first 41 minutes of this movie, but credit where credit is due, Josh Brolin is nailing this. The total lack of concern that the residents of this town have for people staking out houses for hours at a time in broad daylight a month after 17 kids have gone missing is frankly baffling.
It's kind of hard to watch this.
Okay, wait. Go back to where she steps on the sidewalk.
Hey.
Archer chooses to continue harassing this particular couple into showing him their Ring camera footage instead of asking one of the 7 or 8 other parents who also have footage if he can watch theirs. Shining lasers into people's bedroom windows. I'm not sure what's more infuriating, that Archer draws a conclusion as to where the children went based on only 2 points of Ring camera data, or that it's been a month and the police have apparently never thought of doing this.
You want to get in my face? You want to threaten me?
Nobody's threatening you.
They are.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's good.
Because I'm supposed to ovulate Fridays.
Skip!
Donna's back Friday, so we're good to have lunch with you guys on Sunday.
Why's she coming back early?
Even though we're an hour in and still have no clue what the actual plot is, movie somehow has time for this. Instead of going inside or changing course when there's a building between him and Paul, James decides to evade capture by running down a parallel street in the same direction as the police car that's chasing him.
The way I see it, I did you wrong, you did me wrong. Let's just call it a day.
Prioritizing keeping James from talking over arresting him and having him tested to see if you might have contracted a serious disease.
Hey! What did I tell you? Huh? What did I tell you?
You told him.
But if I see you out here again, it's going to be a different story. Yes?
But this is clearly not the same place. If you wanted James to leave town or never come to the police station, you should have been more specific.
Please, 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 please.
Please.
Hey, man, I feel like I wasn't communicating very well how important it is that I get just like a little bit of money so that I can get the clothes for the job.
Once again, nobody reports a sketchy-looking dude searching what is pretty obviously a little girl's backpack and throwing its contents all over the street just 30 days after 17 children mysteriously disappeared. This town. Taking the trouble to post your no-sagging pants policy in big red letters and then not bothering to enforce it. In spite of the fact that there's a car in the driveway, the grass is 2 feet tall, and there's several days' worth of mail and newspapers on the ground and in the mailbox, none of the neighbors have bothered to do a wellness check on Alex and his family. I get that James isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but you'd think he'd try opening the gate in both directions before giving up and squeezing through when it doesn't open all the way in this direction. Eating whatever that was that had been sitting there for God knows how long.
Willow.
James walks into the living room, not 3 feet from Alex's parents, but he doesn't notice them until the script says it's time for a jump scare. Also, Willow. Dumping the silverware into a pillowcase and all over the floor instead of just taking the whole box. Also, making all this noise when you just heard a thump upstairs that could mean someone who isn't catatonic might be in the house. 17 kids have been locked in here being sloppily fed soup and, I can only assume, peeing and pooping for a month. Seems like the smell alone would give James second thoughts about going into the basement. Either this guy always stands around with a wad of cash in his hand, or he's pretty confident of how much the silverware is worth before he's done weighing it. When Glattus appeared to Justine and Archer, it was in a dream, which makes a lot more sense than her just sitting here in the middle of the woods hoping James will come along so she can freak him out. Also, Aunt Glattus will eventually show up in the movie proper and immediately become an all-time horror movie villain. But for the first hour and change, they've just been discount Pennywising her, and it's annoying. Considering that you decided to put your face 3 inches from the tent and open it, not knowing if someone dangerous is inside, you're lucky James didn't have a gun. Sorry about your face, but that's shoddy police work, and that's on you. Entering the house is someone who might have kidnapped 17 kids without calling for backup.
Hey! Help me! Help me! Someone please help me!
I guess I shouldn't be surprised in this neighborhood, but I'm me and going to add a no one hears this sin regardless.
If a child's welfare is questioned by law, you have to refer it to CPS by law.
Are you really gonna take it there?
Are you really not? You're the principal of the school. It's not only the law, it's your job. Movie takes an hour and 14 minutes to weaponize the awesomeness that is Amy Madigan's Aunt Glattus. Whether it was worth the wait or not is for you to decide. But this character introduction is one for the ages regardless.
A touch of consumption?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm embarrassed to say, I guess I don't really know what that means. I thought it was something settlers got on the Oregon Trail.
Confusing consumption with dysentery.
It is now that all free will has been lost. The ant moves under the direction of a mind separate from its own.
This is a documentary and not a newscast, but since it is a television show that conveniently explains the plot of the film, I'm still counting it as newsposition. Also, I warned you what would happen when you titled a section Archer. Cooking this many hot dogs for 2 people, when those 2 people aren't named Kobayashi and Chestnut.
Here, the ant initiates its death grip.
Also, setting up TV trays for both of you, but not bringing out any plates, so you both have to eat off the table in the middle.
A bowl, please.
A bowl?
Yes, a bowl. It's a peculiarity of mine. I don't even try to rationalize it anymore.
A bowl of water. Okay.
Yeah, the bowl thing is weird, but what's even weirder is that Marcus chooses a mixing bowl. As it turns out, it's perfect for Glattus's real purpose, but would be awkward as hell to drink out of unless you're a dog.
I talked to Alex's father. He's more than happy to come in Monday.
I appreciate that, but really isn't necessary.
Why the change of heart, Marcus? You'd think that meeting Alex's super weird aunt would make you more likely to want to talk to his parents, not less. Oh no, Glattus is taking control of the sin counter. Hey, that's my ding. A mere hour and 20 minutes in, this 2-hour horror movie finally starts truly horroring. Yes, that's gross, and we often sin on-screen vomiting, and we still will, but I wanted to point out that more scenes like this would have made Doctor Strange so much more interesting and a lot less boring. I'm no anatomy expert, but I'm pretty sure this would do as much damage to Marcus's skull as Terry's. So when she breaks the stick, witchcraft-influenced Marcus knows to run to wherever Justine is and kill her. But how does Glattus even know where Justine is? Does the magic stick contain a GPS locator? The movie wants us to just accept all of this because witchcraft. Has this movie f***ing met me? This town, which I would like to mention again, has had 17 kids go missing, still has citizens who would see this crazy bloodied face school principal running through the streets and not either try to help him or call the police. None of these people f***ing deserve to have kids. Even in a possessed state, choosing to crawl under the car when it would be quicker to run around it is not very efficient. Glattus should work on the parameters of her spells.
Get out of my store!
Help me!
This f***ing gas station owner and the fact that I sadly kind of love his attitude in this scenario. Person trying to escape from a horror movie killer in a car can't get the keys in the ignition cliche. Is driving not an option for the people Glattus puts under her spell? That would make the capturing of their intended target a lot easier. She should throw a AAA card in her next concoction and see how it goes. Ouch! That's gonna leave a Marcus. Also, the saddest part of the movie is that Marcus didn't even get to eat one of those hot dogs, and they looked so scrumptious. The movie will now shift its focus to Justine and Archer for a couple of scenes after Marcus dies, but does not give us a title card to explain the transition. If you're going to use title cards to explain the character focus throughout the film, then stay consistent, goddammit. I want my Archer and Justine title card.
Can I show you something?
You better come take a look at this cliche.
Oh my God.
So there must be something about this area.
Alex Lilly lives in this house.
This can't be said enough. It is fucking preposterous that none of the detectives came to this conclusion about Alex's house being in the central area where all the kids were running. When you think about them having even more security footage than Archer had to review, it is goddamn ludicrous that Archer and Justine get to this conclusion before they did. It shows you how great the movie surrounding this plot hole is, because in most cases, the entire movie would fall apart at this point.
Who else can think of an example of a parasite?
Expositional science class.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Stop it. Also, this teacher totally sees Alex being bullied by Matthew and does nothing whatsoever to stop it.
Talk to me, Axeman. How's school today?
Not that you know it yet, but murder seems to run on your wife's side. Giving your third grader a nickname like Axeman is just asking for him to join the family business.
I'd really like a clean house. That includes your room, so let's go. I know, it's horrible cleaning up after yourself.
Clearly you'd know, considering the clutter of this living room office is the first thing you see when you walk through the front door. Reading. Movie felt we needed to see Alex spit out his toothpaste. Movie was wrong.
I'll pick you up at 2, okay?
There are schools that let out at 2 o'clock?
That's time. Pencils down. Matthew! What? You said pencils down?
I feel bad for all the other kids in this class who end up as drooling catatonic murder zombies, but I'm pretty sure that was already Matthew's destiny. So in his case, I'm fine with it. Walking, walking, walking. Excitement?
Let me take a look at you. Oh, you know, I haven't seen you since you were a little teeny baby.
Since Alex's parents said they hadn't seen Glattus in 15 years, and Alex is only 8 or 9, I'm pretty sure Glattus is thinking of another baby. Considering once they're under the spell, they never seem to move unless willed to by the magic stick shit. I'm getting way too curious about bowel movements. I mean, do they just stop being necessary once you're under the spell? If so, can I be under the spell?
Alex, sit.
Treating a kid like they're a dog when we know kids don't deserve to be put on the same level as dogs.
Stop! Dad!
Alex is a dick to his mom.
I can make your parents hurt themselves. I can make them hurt each other. I can make them eat each other if I want to.
Imagine how chilling this would be if we'd known about it before the last half hour of the movie. I guess that the zombies or whatever they are can't pick up a spoon on their own, but they can chew? Because if they can't chew, Alex is about to choke his parents to death on day 1.
Alex! What are you doing in here?
What are you doing in here? I know you saw Alex leave the gym and someone needs to check on him, but who's watching the other kids while you're here? I'm starting to understand why the parents of the 17 kids who aren't Alex are suspicious of Justine. Turns out she's terrible at supervising groups of children. Also, pretty smart idea on Alex's part to take the name tags, although I'm not positive how a name tag on a bin constitutes a personal item. But also, not one kid makes a comment about the name tags missing that day, and Justine doesn't put 2 and 2 together that she saw Alex over by the bins.
Stephen here suffered a stroke a little while back, so he's unable to speak. And I'm taking care of the family for the time being.
Presumably one or both of Alex's parents has a job. By this time, someone would have reported that they're not showing up to work. And surely the school, the police, or somebody would put 2 and 2 together and tie this to Alex's missing classmates. If there's somewhere nearby that Glattus can successfully hide these 17 zombie kids from the police, then why has she been keeping them in the basement in the first place? It's clear that Glattus doesn't have a job, and Alex's parents obviously aren't in any shape to work. So who's paying the bills? Alex's soup budget alone has to be off the charts.
Pack your things, Alex. We're leaving tomorrow.
Assuming a kid knows how to pack his things correctly, because they do not.
Don't step over the salt.
There is zero reason for Glattus not to tell Alex what stepping over the salt would constitute, but she chooses to leave him in the dark. It's as if Glattus knows there's an audience watching this movie and they need to be surprised later.
The cops are here. What do you think that means?
It means that the police in this town are either so incompetent or so incurious that they haven't come looking for a car and an officer that haven't reported in for an entire day. Yeah, I'm with you guys. This is way too weird to follow him into that and there we go.
Paul, what are you doing back there?
Wait.
If Archer knows enough about horror movies to know that crossing a line of salt releases evil spirits, he should also know enough not to follow a cop who's acting super weird into a dark house without weapons. Wait, the salt line was right in front of Alex's parents, so when he put his toe across the line, Alex was facing them, standing on 1 foot and only about 2 feet away. How he managed to turn around and get all the way to the other end of the hall before they can grab him is a mystery that can only be explained by plot.
Paul, stop!
Half of the trash here magically vanished to give Paul the space he needs to vault over the counter. Ah, sudden here's Johnny. Crazed zombie parents who have demonstrated the ability to break through doors decide to just bang on this one for a while because plot.
Matthew.
Archer's son has only been missing for a month, but he apparently has no memory of the kid's height, race, or sex. This works. Horror movies can be hilarious. Kids. Somehow 2 crazed, full-grown murder zombies have failed to open a door that's being held shut by an 85-pound third grader. I mean, I guess Alex saved the day and all, but he also had to make these kids live with the trauma of killing a human being with their bare fucking hands for the rest of their lives.
Honey, look outside. Look what they did to the yard.
Never mind that the entire front and back of the house are now missing. Look what they did to my prized begonias.
Oh, I found you.
And I'm now going to whisk you away from this crime scene where you and 16 of your friends just shredded an old lady moments ago, and we shall never speak of this again.
All of the kids from his class got reunited with their parents. Some of them even started talking again this year.
So Alex's parents are condemned to a life of soup and silence. The kids eventually started talking again, and Archer had no ill effects at all. I never really expect horror movies to make sense, but after over 2 hours, I at least want to understand the rules.
Hot dog. Hot dog. Hot dog.
Shame. Shame.
Archer Graff, how you doing?
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC. Donna's back Friday, so we're good to have lunch with you guys on Sunday.
I got peanut butter on my penis.
Sorry, folks, we're closed for 2 weeks to clean and repair America's favorite family fun park.
Jesus Christ, bro. Hey, get off me, bro. Get the f off me.
Don't tase me, bro! Don't tase me!
So I ran to the end of the road, and when I got there, I thought maybe I'd run to the end of town. And when I got there, I thought maybe I'd just run across Greenbow County.
Are you okay?
Nah, man. I'm pretty f***ing far from okay.
Who else can think of an example of a parasite?
Anyone? Anyone? The Great Depression.
No, don't get up. Hey, it smells delicious. Dinner's ready.
What? Who's that?